Well, seems my internet wants to go squirrely on me again, so forgive this extra take. I was right in the middle of a really good rant on this subject here. Now, for those Americans out there, PlayStation seems to be rewarding those of us who, for whatever reason, are considered loyal to the brand, although you should be tee-heeing considering the things that I've talked about in recent times against Sony. Uh, and I'm not going to complain about it. Considering everything that Sony has put me through, customer terrible customer service situations notwithstanding, giving me 10 free dollars, and it is free. There's no strings attached, but you must claim your code by the 5th of next month. Now, you don't have to spend it by then. I know some people have reported that, and I don't know what gave you that impression. It clearly says that the code expires on the 5th. That doesn't mean your money expires too. It is your money, $10, to do whatever you want with it. And I did buy quite a few items of DLC because it was on Sony's dime. But yeah, no, I'm not going to begrudge them for that. It still isn't going to make me want to buy a PS4. It still isn't going to make me feel like that makes up for all of the nightmares and headaches that Sony has given me. But it's something. It's better than nothing. So I'm not going to complain. But as most of you have probably been watching for most of the rest of this evening, the PS4 has now debuted. And I'm not impressed. Now, let me make some caveats here because I'm getting sick and tired of the fan camps coming out and trying to say either you have to be impressed by the PS4 presentation or you're just a worthless hater or a troll. This is the same kind of tactic that I see on a lot of rad feminist forums where it's like, you either agree with our ludicrous and unfounded assertions or you're a misogynistic pig who supports rape. Because, yeah, that's how that works. You're either with us or you're everything we say you are, even if you're provably not. I'm sorry, that's not going to fly here. I'm not simply hating this because it's pre-popular to hate on the PS4. I'm hating it because I'm sick of the industry. I'm sick of everything that's gone into gaming, and sadly, in many ways, the Wii U is everything that I feared that the industry was going towards. Not to mention the fact that Sony seems to be borrowing from Microsoft. At least they haven't mentioned this, but this is a rumor from a reliable source, but take it within a grain of salt. Sony's PS4 PSN system is going to go from mostly free with some great perks if you buy the PlayStation Plus service there to being mostly pay to play. They want to adopt a Microsoft Xbox Live, everything that I hate about Xbox Live idea to the PlayStation Network. If this proves true, then I have no interest in the PlayStation, at least as far as online, because screw you. I'm not going to deal with paying just to do multiplayer, even local multiplayer. That's a whole load of bullcrap. Okay, try to calm down here. Basically, outside of Quantum Dreams' presentation, which I thought was uh, was impressive. That's the only thing I found was impressive. And some of the cinematics of Infamous, Other Son, I think it's called, or Son, Second Son, I think it's called, which I'm glad they're bringing back the Infamous series. Still not going to bring me to the table. Even the Killzone looks good, but it, as well as every other tech demo I saw, does not show me anything that I don't see being able to be done on the PS3. But Quantum Dreams brought up an interesting point, and it's one that's been both an annoyance to me as well as something that I kind of recognize. Quantum Dreams, as well as developers, have been drooling over next gen. They've been drooling over the PS4 and the 360 successor because they're bored with this gen. And Quantum Dreams is basically saying that the PS4 has no limitations, or at least not the limitations that consoles prior have had, so that the only limit to their creativity is their own imagination. Here's a more pertinent question here. Considering that this gen has brought about major firmware updates, patching, more patching, patching for that patching, games being all but abandoned by their still working game companies, or left in barely playable mode, not to mention the fact that they're pushing standard definition development cycles on HD games, and you cannot do that. Here's my bigger question to you whiner, complainer devs. Yes, I'm calling it. Are you going to give these games their due diligence and give them longer development cycles? Because if what you're going to push out are more games where I've got to uninstall the original installed data, install the patch first, then reinstall the data, and then if the data still doesn't work or the game still freezes my hardware, then I have to send in the game, or I might even have to send in my hardware to be looked over by the teams, or I have to send them on a thumb drive or something of this nature, my freaking save file from the game so they can dissect it and figure out what's wrong. If you're just going to give me more of the same, then you give me no incentive with which to get a PS4. I mean, not that I'm going to buy it anyways. I'm sick to death of this industry, and I'm not the only one. I'm becoming a part of this movement that is sprung out of not just my frustration, but even journalists' frustration. And have we learned nothing from Aliens Colonial Marines? Hype is hype. The PS4 has done nothing to prove that any of the things that they showed us today are real. It has not proven itself. It has not shown its performance. It has done nothing to show anything other than some gameplay footage. But we heard that with Aliens Colonial Marines. And you know what that little gameplay footage thing was? It wasn't a playthrough. That was a rendered video with a choreographed person playing the game and pretending as if they're actually doing the button motions and actually killing the aliens, when none of that tech demo was real. And these people, they get away with it. I have a whole rant about Randy Pitchford waiting in the wings because I can no longer play devil's advocate for him. But that's the thing. Oh, so if I don't buy into the hype, if I'm skeptical, if I'm suddenly skeptical of this entire charade, which until proven otherwise, that's what it is. It's a charade. It's a buy this, pre-order this, even though you don't know how well it'll actually hold up, or if the games will be better installed, or if we're even going to give these slightly higher definition games their due diligence with the proper development cycle. Then what are you promising me, Sony? Oh, a fancy new controller with a touch screen? Guess what? I've got that. And actually, I do like this, but I like that touch screen. I like that system right there, but I'm sorry. I got a share button, so now I can stream my Let's Plays when it's not like we're already drowning in Let's Plays by a lot of people, some of whom actually put effort into what they do, and some of whom put no effort into what they do. And just flood YouTube with nothing but really crappy Let's Play videos off of the PS4. Yeah, let me tell you, that really makes me want to buy that system. Oh, no, but wait, it gets better. You can play games while they're downloading, because we want to go mostly digital if we can get away with that. Look. I'm glad if you buy into the hype still. I'm glad if you're able to put on the rose-colored glasses and ooh and ah at every little thing that everybody said at this little conference here. I kind of believe Quantum Dreams because they kind of pull out some good stuff, although Heavy Rain is still kind of a slightly broken game, but it is playable. But I digress. If all you're promising me is more of the same and only a slight facelift from what I've seen, again, I'm not seeing anything that I couldn't already see playing on the PS3 at this point. And this is supposed to be the end, in a way, the end game. This is the last gen that if they push the graphics just a little higher, that's the ceiling that they will hit their heads on in terms of what our eye can perceive. No, I'm not joking. Google it yourself. If we raise any higher in high definition, or even beyond this in the next gen, the graphics could rival that of the beauty of James Cameron's Avatar, and we would not be able to perceive it. It would be a waste of processing power and pixels and shaders and all that stuff. But, if this is just going to be business as usual, frankly, I don't care. I'm not dead set against dead set for hating the PS4 or even Sony. But they're not showing me anything at this point that makes me feel like there's any reason for me to invest in either model of the PS4 if they are going to go with the two-model system like Nintendo did, which I think would be stupid, but I digress. So take it as you will. I've got some videos. Well, I've got Quantum Dreams video down below. I've got all these other dreams, articles about this down below. Take it as you will. I want to see the game working. I want to see the machine playing. I want to actually have a controller in my hand so that I know that this isn't just a pre-rendered dog and pony show. Until I see that, I've seen nothing out of the PS4 at this particular point in time, and I stand by that.